Yo, what's going on, guys? Today I was going to be sharing my second build, which is on my spine's bio, which is pretty much God mode. I've finally got something together that's really strong, does still a lot of damage, and is able to handle pretty much jumping into any group you possibly would want to jump into. So it's really freaking good. I'd like to thank Zeph for helping me put this build together. It was Savage Melee Bio that he did. It was basically his recreation of Venom. So he took a little bit of what that build was, because it was extremely strong, and put it basically into like a higher version into this spine bio. So I was going to be talking a little bit about what I have and pretty much like the way it works and everything. It's similar to the other build that I made, but this one is very much improved because I went with more defense on this one. I have recharge up to 188%, and this is without ageless popped, which I'm running ageless on this character, and I'm also running I forget what the name of the other thing is. Musculature. So I have musculature for the more damage, and then I'm also running that other toggle, which is the assault boost. So I have that also, which, oh shit, I forgot to put it in my tray. That's pretty interesting. I didn't put that in my tray. So yeah, I was even missing out on that yesterday when we did the recluse task force. That's pretty interesting. But I have all those running. I mean, if you want to do different incarnates, you can if you like. You don't have end problems as long as you're using DNA siphon, which is the heal. If you use the DNA siphon on the mobs that are dead on the ground, you can gain a really good amount of endurance back from that, as well as regen. So it's really good to pop that every chance that you get. If you don't really care to do that all the time, you can run ageless like I do, and I have unlimited end all the time. I don't have to worry about anything. Plus, you're getting more recharge when you pop that ageless. So let's see where we're at. When you pop it, you're at 258% to recharge, at least for the first few seconds. So that's pretty ridiculous. So you know, you already have perma hasten with this build, obviously, and all your powers are going to be up in like a second. So it's really nice. So as far as defenses, this is something that I was trying to build up on. So Zeph helped me with this part, which it's not a big deal. It's still enough at least to help. So with range defense, we're at 12%, a little bit over. Melee is at 15, and then we have AoE at 12%. So you're getting a good amount of defense with that. The main thing he was trying to focus on was like the negative energy and the energy defense. So we got all the elements basically up to 30%, as you see there. So all the elements at 30%. So you have a high chance to miss on those. And psionic is at 21%. Resistances is really high. So when you look at damage resistance, you got smashing and lethal up to 57%. You got the elements, which are at 25%. You got fire and cold. The rest are kind of low, so energy and negative energy, as well as psionic, you're still going to be taking a lot of damage with that, so you got to be careful with those. But at the same time, since you have all those overshielding, so you got things like the adaptive carapace, or carpus. I can't pronounce that word. That you have that buff to basically give you your overshield, and you also have the parasitic aura to give you some more overshield, like when you drain it off of people. So between those two, you can rotate them to have pretty much unlimited shield, since they're going to be missing you so much from defense that you have. You're really not going to be taking a whole lot of damage, but when you do, at least you have that backup plan. Another thing that was a backup plan in this build was aid self, which I mentioned in my last video. Is aid self was important to me because it's up very fast, and you can use that as a backup heal in case, you know, shit hits the fan. So we still have aid self in this. It's only 3 slotted because I only wanted to have at least the interrupts on it, which is very important, because if you don't have interrupt on aid self, then you're not going to be able to ever pop it while you're in combat. So that's very important. And yeah, that's pretty much it with the stats. Let's take a quick look at the enhancements. So we got Hecatomb on lunge. We got superior brute's fury. So this is going to be very expensive to build if you're playing on live servers. We're on private servers, so it's a little bit easier for us. We got apocalypse on impale. I did everything 5 slotted because we're doing basically recharge. These are all recharge. So you see the last piece is the 5 slot recharge. We got recharge for everything. The good thing about getting these actual, like the Brute's Fury type things, is that you'll be getting 10% out of those with the recharge. And then also the Fury bonus is really nice. That extra oomph of damage, you know? So that's really good. So we're running Armageddon. We have also Ragnarok. 3 slots on the build up like normal. Went with Hamadan, so we have the Ribsums on there. The same thing with evolving armor, so those are going to be like your main resistance buffs. We have Red Fortune with Luck of the Gambler at the end there. The Red Fortune was for the recharge as well. It's a lot of recharge stuff in this build. So this one is really good. Preventive medicine is nice because whenever you're running out of health, like when they start hitting you a little bit, preventive medicine can go on and give you another overshield, which is pretty awesome because then you got even more protection on top of that. We have Panacea on DNA Siphon. I used Panacea a few times in here. So we have Panacea on that. We have it on Parasitic Aura. And then there's one more. There's on the Abatip. The Carpus thing. I don't even want to pronounce it. We have it on there too. So this one is 6 slotted, so you can get that to hit, like so you can get that bonus to hit points. So you can get some more hit points from that. That's really nice to have. And it also gives a nice little proc for energy, you know, just in case you start running out of N, which I never have N problems. So that's something you really don't have to worry about. That's why we have stamina 1 slotted. Like we don't have it slotted at all, pretty much. I just threw an endurance modification on it. We have a Numenous on there, even though it's not even necessary. You don't have to use it if you don't want to, but I have it in the build. And then we're also running Tough and Weave. So I'm using Tough and Weave in this. The main things I was trying to get from Weave, at least, is getting these procs, which is basically, we have the scaling damage resistance from reactive defense, the shield wall for plus resistance, and then we also have the Luck of the Gambler for the recharge. Then on the Tough, running the plus defense, so that's a good solid 3% bonus to defense, so it's everything. That's really good to get your defense up if you're ever looking to do that with your characters. Really good to slap the gladiator's armor on there. So you don't have to worry about it being PvP or not. It's still going to give you that bonus. And then you have the Steadfast defense one too, which is giving another 3% to everything. So it's really good, really good. You get a lot of bonus to defense on those. And of course, as always, I'm going to be leaving the Pines build in the description. So in case you want to download it, you can. I know a lot of people are kind of skeptical with that, of downloading things, and I understand. If you feel like it's going to be a virus or something, trust me, it's not going to be no viruses. I mean, you can go ahead and download it and scan it if you want, but I'm not in the business of trying to give you viruses, okay? Okay, but that's pretty much the build. The main thing that I really like about Bio, as before, I used to run offensive adaptation, which I run that primarily. Something that I realized yesterday when I was running around and we were doing the Recluse task force, I was using defensive adaptation a lot more because there was a lot of times that it was like ass puckering with some of the mobs, especially the arachnos, when the Fortunas come into play, and that psionic can rip you apart. You got to be real careful with that. So that's why it's really important for you to be popping your shields all the time. Keep that running consistently because you're gonna need that extra health points so that you can be able to stand some of the damage, because it gets kind of vicious. So those are the ones that you always want to go after. It's obviously the psionic people, and of course, with Malta, you're going after the sappers, But, what's interesting is that I've been messing around doing some Malta missions just to kind of play around with different archetypes that I'm fighting. And it's actually works really well. I could let the sapper just shoot the shit out of me and I still don't have problems, all thanks to Ageless. So that's why I really like Ageless a lot, because in case you ever had end problems at any point in time, you have that backup plan. Popping Ageless, you got the recharge and the endurance. It's really, really awesome. But anyway, that's the build. I hope you guys enjoy it. And this is easily one of my favorite characters next to my radiation blaster. This one is pure God mode. Whenever I just want to go destroy some shit, I whip out Chaos Reigns and I'm good to go. And then there's also the radiation blasters. So these two are my absolute favorite characters. So I really hope you guys enjoyed the build. Hit that thumbs up if you liked the video, thumbs down if you didn't, and I'll see you on the next one. Later, guys.